While you're fast asleep, your kidneys are pulling the night shift. They are constantly filtering your blood, keeping your blood pressure in check, and flushing out all the metabolic junk you accumulate throughout the day. And honestly, what you snack on an hour or two before your head hits the pillow makes a massive difference in how smooth that overnight process goes. Most of the time, discussions about a renal diet are entirely about restrictions, potassium back, and phosphorus. Sure, all of that is critical. But there's another side of the coin that rarely gets talked about. What you can actively eat to give your kidneys a boost while they work in the dark. Tonight, we're diving into 8 specific fruits. They are all backed by major kidney health organizations, and they bring serious antioxidant and anti-inflammatory power right when your body needs it most. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you catch all our future videos. Also, drop a comment below. Let me know where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. I read every single one. Make sure you stick around for the 8th fruit too, because there's a major catch to it that most people get completely wrong, and it's something you absolutely need to know before taking a bite. I've spent over a decade and a half working in internal medicine. I want to take a quick second to break down something that will make this whole list click for you. Think of your kidneys as 2 fist-sized filters tucked right under your rib cage. Every single day, they process about 50 gallons of blood. They pull out the excess fluid, toxins, and waste, sending freshly balanced blood back in your system. Now, potassium is an absolute must. Have nutrient for your nerves and your heart. But if your kidneys are compromised, they struggle to clear out the excess. That leads to a dangerous buildup in the blood. And right there is the biggest dilemma in kidney nutrition. Your body desperately needs the antioxidants to fight off the chronic inflammation that makes kidney disease worse. But the most famous sources of those nutrients, like bananas, oranges, and avocados, are packed with potassium, which puts way too much strain on a damaged filtering system. The 8 fruits we're covering today totally bypass that problem. They give you the vitamins, the fiber, and the anti-inflammatory boost your kidneys are begging for without that heavy potassium load. Let's kick things off with our first bedtime fruit, tart cherries. Out of everything on this list, this one is the absolute best for your evening routine. And the science back it up is rock solid. Lead renal guidelines highlight tart cherries because they contain natural plant-based melatonin, which helps regulate your sleep cycle. They are strictly categorized as a low potassium food, clocking in at under 200 milligrams per 3.5 ounce serving, with barely any sodium and very low phosphorus. They're safe across all stages of kidney issues, so why eat them at night? Well, your kidneys help control your blood pressure, and that process is tied directly to your sleep. When you sleep deeply, your blood pressure naturally dips. If you're tossing and turning, that dip never happens, meaning your kidneys are getting pounded with high pressure for hours on end, causing slow, steady damage. Studies show that the specific compound tart cherries can significantly improve sleep quality and dial down oxidative stress. It's been shown to work as well as, or even better than, popular natural sleep aids. Better sleep equals lower overnight blood pressure, which means far less stress on your kidney vessels. To get this benefit, aim for half a cup to a full cup of the sour varieties, or drink about 40 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry juice around 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Just stay away from sweet cherries, as those are high in potassium and defeat the whole purpose. Coming in at number 2, we have blueberries. This is one of the most heavily researched superfoods out there, and it just so happened to be perfect for renal health. Major health databases confirm. They're loaded with vitamin C, vitamin K, fiber, and antioxidants, while keeping potassium under 150 milligrams per half cup. That makes them perfectly safe for any stage of kidney disease, including those on dialysis. The secret weapon here is their anthocyanins. These are potent anti-inflammatory compounds. Regular consumption has been tightly linked to a lower risk of cardiovascular disease. This is massive because heart and kidney issues share the exact same inflammatory pathways and often happen at the same time. For anyone over 60, protecting both organs with one simple snack without spiking potassium is a huge win. A half cup of fresh, frozen, or even freeze dried blueberries right before bed is the perfect amount to get those benefits. Fruit number 3 is strawberries. They are arguably the sweetest natural option here, and incredibly compatible with a renal diet. A half cup serving only sets you back about 28 calories and packs a tiny 130 milligrams of potassium. That's one of the lowest numbers you'll find in any fruit, making it incredibly safe even on the strictest dietary limits. Clinical research points out that adding strawberries to your significantly cuts down on oxidative stress, which is a massive driver behind the progression of kidney disease. Plus, they offer mild, natural precursors to melatonin, helping you wind down. A half cup of whole strawberries, rinsed right before you eat them to keep them fresh, makes a great light snack. You can even pair them with a spoonful of plain, unsweetened yogurt for a perfectly balanced evening bite. Number 4 is the apple. It's easy to find, super affordable, and totally underestimated. Apples are fantastic low, potassium low, sodium sources of fiber and antioxidants. That's where up to 6 times the antioxidant power lives. They are especially great for old adults managing both kidney issues and blood sugar spikes. Eating a whole apple at night provides fiber that slows down sugar absorption, preventing those overnight glucose swings that can make kidney function worse. They're also a big bonus for kidney stones. Apples contain malic acid, which helps make your urine more alkaline. That creates an environment that naturally protects against the formation of the most common types of kidney stones. Try eating 1 medium apple, skin on, maybe dusted with a lit Ceylon cinnamon to double down on that blood sugar control. 5th on the list is grapes, which surprised a lot of folks. Official dietary guides group grapes right along apples and berries as a premier low potassium choice. What makes them special is resveratrol, a powerful compound concentrated in the skins of red and purple grapes. The flavonoids that give them their dark color are known to help reduce the risk of blood clots, which is a major plus since kidney patients naturally face high cardiovascular risk. Here is a brilliant trick if you're dealing with strict fluid restrictions. Freeze them. It can be incredibly frustrating to want a cool, hydrating snack at night without blowing past your daily fluid limits. Frozen grapes take a while to eat, they cool you down, and they don't add the sheer volume of liquid that a glass of water would. Grab a small handful, about half a cup of red or purple grapes for your evening snack. Moving on to number 6, we've got raspberries. For their size, these might just be the highest fiber fruit we're talking about today. A half cup delivers around 4 grams of fiber, which is double what you normally get from a similar serving of other fruits. That fiber does 2 crucial things. First, it feeds the good bacteria in your gut, which pump out compounds that lower system-wide inflammation. Second, it physically slows down how your body absorbs nutrients from your dinner, including phosphorus. Managing phosphorus is one of the hard parts of a renal diet, so eating a high-fiber fruit right after dinner gives you a built-in protective buffer against it. Half a cup of fresh or frozen raspberries is all it takes. Toss them in a bowl with some tart cherries, and you've got an absolute powerhouse combo. Fruit number 7 is pineapple. People always do a double. Take with this one because tropical, acidic fruits usually spell trouble for kidneys. But fresh pineapple actually gets the green light as a safe, low potassium option. Here is an enzyme called bromelain. It has well-documented anti-inflammatory effects, making it a fantastic natural tool to fight the chronic inflammation that damages kidneys over time. Plus, it contains an amino acid that helps your body naturally produce serotonin and melatonin. It won't knock you out like a sleeping pill, but it definitely helps your system ease into a restful state. Stick to a half cup of fresh chunk. Don't buy the canned stuff. The heat process used in canning completely destroys the beneficial enzymes. And that brings us to fruit number 8, the one with the catch. Cranberries have been famous for urinary tract health for decades, and there's truth to that. Compounds in cranberries help stop bacteria from clinging to your bladder walls, which can modestly lower the risk of getting recurring UTIs. But here is exactly where most advice goes wrong. First, they do not cure an active infection. If you already have a UTI, cranberry juice won't fix it. Second, raw cranberries are intensely sour, meaning almost every commercial cranberry product, like juice cocktails, dried snacks, and supplements, is absolutely loaded with added sugar. Sugar is incredibly destructive to compromised kidneys. So, a juice heavily marketed as a health tonic might actually be accelerating your kidney damage because of the sugar content. If you want the benefits, you have to choose unsweetened, 100% pure juice, unsweetened dried cranberries, or raw frozen ones. Keep the portions small. Also, a quick warning, they can interact with certain blood thinners, so talk to your pharmacist if you're on that kind of medication. So, how do you put all this together tonight? Grab a small bowl, toss in half a cup of tart cherries, a handful of blueberries, and 3 or 4 fresh strawberries. That single bowl gives you plant-based sleep support, overnight blood pressure regulation, heavy, hitting antioxidants, gut-friendly fiber and phosphorus control, all while staying well within safe potassium limits. Requires 0 prescription and 0 prep time. Eat it about an hour before bed. Now, while everything here is classified as kidney-friendly by leading health authorities, your individual situation always comes first. If you are in the later stages of kidney disease, your limits for things like potassium are highly specific, and you absolutely must run this by your renal dietitian. If you're over 60 and haven't had a recent metabolic panel to check your kidney function and electrolyte levels, ask for one at your next checkup. You can't build a proper diet without knowing your baseline numbers. I recently worked with a 72-year-old patient dealing with early-stage kidney disease, terrible sleep, and recurring UTIs. She was so terrified of potassium that she had cut fruit out of her life entirely. By doing that, she accidentally robbed her body of the exact antioxidants and sleep-supporting nutrients she desperately needed. We slowly reintroduced a nighttime routine, used these exact guidelines: tart cherries for sleep, berries for inflammation, and pure cranberries a few times a week for her urinary tract. Within a month and a half, she was sleeping deeply. Her UTIs vanished for 2 straight months, and her kidney markers stayed perfectly stable. Best of all, she told me she finally felt like she was nourishing her body instead of constantly restricting it. Remember, this video is strictly for educational purpose, based on current medical research, not personalized medical advice. Always talk to your care team before making dietary changes. So, which 3 fruits are you going to put in your bedtime bowl tonight? Let me know down in the comments. I really don't read them all. If you want more straightforward, science-backed information on aging healthily and protecting your kidneys, hit subscribe. In my next video, I'm exposing the 5 everyday drinks that are quietly driving up your creatinine levels, including one that is actively sold as a health beverage. I'll see you over there.